We're talking about factors encouraging political behavior. There are two kinds of factors that influence a person to have a political behavior. Those are individual factors and organizational factors. So the first individual factor is Machiavellianism. In simple terms, Machiavellian are those who has ruthless and intentionally deceptive behaviors. So it is not surprised that these individuals are highly political within an organization. They see political behavior as pragmatist and appropriate thing to do. For example, researchers have shown that marketers scoring higher on Machiavellianism are less likely to consider ethical aspects of situations. The second factor is self-monitoring. Those are people who are adjusting their behaviors in order to induce positive reaction from others. High monitor knows how to filter and manipulate information so that the message seems to be more favorable than it really is. They usually transmit information regarding the positive aspect about themselves while blaming others for the problems. The third factor is need for power. It is not always a bad thing. There are actually two kinds of needs for power. The first one is personalized power seeker. They will try to dominate each other and they obtain the satisfaction from conquering them. On the other hand, socialized power seeker shows concern with the group's goals. They work in a way that motivates others to develop and achieve the goal. Generally, we should expect more socialized power seeker than personalized power seeker. The fourth factor is individual value. Individual value of a person determines whether he thinks an action is right or wrong. It affects the level of political behavior or at least an unethical behaviors. And then I will talk about the organizational factors. The first one is organizational values. These are the values are central to the organizational culture. Some organizations believe that political behaviors should not be tolerated, while the others think that political behavior is vital and necessary in the real world and is entirely appropriate. The second is ambiguity. Political thrives in ambiguous and uncertain situations. If the goal is unclear, people will use the political activity to define the goals to their advantage. They will also exploit the uncertainty whenever there's a change within an organization for their own interests. The third factor is competition. A good competition is where each individual thrives for perfection and that will push the company forward. However, others think that one's loss is another gain, thus it creates a zero-sum atmosphere. The fourth one is level in an organization. The highest levels in organization, the stakes are higher and the decisions are often more ambiguous. So these are the factors that are both from individual and organization aspect that will leverage the political activity. Thank you for listening.